Good morning. We are in Cadiz, Spain, southwest corner of this great country, and we're like a central plaza, and it's it can't be but 9 or 10 in the morning. Beautiful central statue here commemorating the city, its founding, and so on. And yesterday, the subject came up really with respect to travel. It won't seem like it at first, but someone was watching some musicians, some really fine musicians, classically trained, and wondering, how do you learn all those songs? How do you do that? And this is related to travel. How do they memorize all that? How do they play hundreds and hundreds of songs? And the discussion was about learning a specific instrument, but it was, in this case, about the ukulele, which is, well, it'd be applicable to any instrument, but it's like the old quote by Lao Tzu that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. You never learn more than a chord or a scale or a particular song at any one time, but all of it adds up, little by little, bit by bit, little bit by little bit. Now you got it, that's it. And so, same thing with travel. You take a trip like this around the world, and you're never everywhere at once. You're always in this particular park, in this particular town, and these particular circumstances, but little bit by little bit, it adds up, and that's it. All right, city walls, cannons, keep people out. Folks go to a lot of trouble in these old fortifications. This is a very strategic point going through the Straits of Gibraltar, just past this. And so you had to build a lot of stuff to protect the city. And I can't help but think that when you do this, it gives you a great sense of comfort, except for the graffiti. To have done so, right, you build these great walls and all these fortifications, and it takes years and years to make something this massive. I wonder how many times people actually get invaded when this happens. I mean, I'm sure in one sense you want them to invade just to justify having done it. But in another sense, maybe just the sheer building of it keeps them from ever coming, because they're like, oh, that's going to be a lot of trouble. We're going to have to fight off all the people in there, and they're at a serious advantage because they're up so high. And we're down here below, easy pickings. So, but it's a beautiful spot. It's a far less trafficked than what we've been seeing over the last few days. And again, more and more cannons. Gotta have them. Got it.
I hadn't looked deeply into it, and then, like I said, watching the video, and seeing this map, I just decided, oh, this is so small, why do I need to hop on? Got on it.
Good thinking.
Because people do entire tours of, I just got on the Volendam, and I'm going to spend, so for like 20 minutes, I'm going to show you everything that's on here and tell you how it's different to the other cruise ships.
Great to catch these places when they're empty. It's a wonderful species, but sometimes we just make too much damn noise. You know how we sometimes like try to cram in as much in our days as possible to, so to speak, maximize the small amount of time we got? It could be that that's kind of what I'm doing, trying to just put as many things in a lifetime as possible. So yeah. And I was discussing quality versus quantity with someone the other day, like how long you want to live and what you want to do and what kinds of things and who makes that call, etc. Of course, each of us must. But it's and why I would feel like it's a bad thing, arguably, to ever travel. I question its worth. I don't know that I do. I just, it's hit me that I ought to think more about it and do it less mindlessly. I was talking to someone last night about eating that way, because I tend to shove as many things into my face as I can, and that's not necessarily the best way to eat. So maybe the thing with travel is the same. Pick your destinations And yeah, I guess that's it. Just like you would your battles.
He's missing a foot.
Yeah, missing that right foot. Sorry, bud. I don't mean to scare you.
Gotta make it right, huh?
I must say, you do get a little bit of like, what the heck is that guy doing? Uh, whenever you film these things, but you know, that's how it goes. Very low tide right now, as you'll see in a minute. And just a beautiful place. I was here once before, many years ago, on my way back from Morocco, and I had no idea, because I went very quickly through it, how extensive and beautiful this little peninsula is. All right. The whole city is kind of fortressed, kind of built up in a way that it's not just a single fort. It's protected all around, especially by the fact that you've got such a, you know, I mean, this is obviously low tide, but even at high tide, this water would never be very deep. So you've got kind of a natural barrier between you and anyone who would try to get in your way, and see the rest of the town is behind it. You have a nice little park leading out to this second fort. People taking pictures. I was here. And, I guess it's lucky. It's because it's a Sunday. There's really very few people out and about. And this, especially before I walk out there, I'll give you a sense of how low the tide is. And I would think that that water line, it looks as if that water can come pretty much up to the bridge that they've built there. And with sea level rise, that might have to be altered. All right, here's the entrance to that fort you just saw. You get an idea where you are? Thanks for traveling along, by the way. when talking to some people about who watches travel videos, some people I know who are very big travelers say they do. And they do it in part, because they wonder about places they haven't been, or, whenever they're sick and can't travel, or because they're getting older, or because they want to see something about a place that they're going to go to soon. They want to know some details before they get there. And yeah. So apparently more people watch than I think do. Uh-oh. The good things about low tide is you can take your dogs out for a walk. Dachshund back there playing in the water.
Notice your dog, he's carrying a ball.
Yeah. And then right up here, it's farther than it looks when you start out. This little bridge is pretty long, but it's this is that second fort. And I guess the idea is you put one on each side of the opening of the waterway. Colors, some people have a better sense of appreciation for them than others. But some of them are just hard to avoid. They're just gorgeous. You can see the distances are deceptive because way out there's still plenty of people. It doesn't really seem that far. Alright, and once you get inside, Castillo San Sebastian, it looks kind of like this.